The future of affiliate SEO, how to dominate SERPs in 6 months and scale results to a long-term strategy for years. Moderated by Michal, Kopec, Better Collective.
Hello everyone, we have quite a big crowd here, so I'll just start with a very quick intro, please. I'm director of Northeast Europe at Better Collective, been in the industry for almost 15 years, so very quickly if you could just say a few words about yourselves and then we begin.
Of course. Hi all, I'm Jovan, I'm digital marketing consultant in iGaming and casino industry, working in this sector for around 5 years on various projects, from SEO to SEM and growth hacking to say. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you. My name is Natalija. I started working as a SEO specialist and digital marketing manager since 2018. So I have been in industry for, let's say, 5 years intensively. So yeah, I'm really big fan of SEO and I like to follow trends, watch what Google will say next and so on. So SEO is my passion and also digital marketing. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much. My name is Salahdin Mimouni. I'm the CEO of Rich Media Agency. It's a digital agency based in Paris and Casablanca. So we work in the gaming industry, providing content, media buying, and also SEO. I'm very happy to be here. Let's have a good talk.
Hey guys, nice to meet you all. My name is Maxime. Affiliate since 3 years. Me and my team have built over 10 sites in various geos. One of my scopes, let's say it like that, is to select affordable geos to rank for high quality keyword like secured casinos, trusted casino, and to bring quality high rollers to my partners. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cosmin. I am the CEO of Firstbyte Media, a company, lead generation dedicated for the crypto gambling industry. I've been part to the marketing for the past 5 more years. Thank you.
As you see, we have quite a mixed crowd from many places in the world. And we only have 20 minutes, so I will just jump into it and ask the first question, which is basically, is it possible to build something that will survive the SEO battle within 6 months and then have it for the long-term run? In your opinion, from your experience, is it possible to start with?
Yeah, so this is a very relevant question. Firstly, let's talk about statistics. Today, one of the most kinds of marketing is inbound marketing. It's one of the most convertible, channels. So when we talk about acquisition, let's talk about this kind of algorithms that change every day with Google and with the most important improvement that they're trying to do on the market. So one of the most relevant point is the brand content strategy inside the website. Today Google is working on the user experience. So they want to track how long the people will stay on your website. All those metrics, all those KPIs are important. So let's talk about other metrics, like for example, when you talk about user experience or the look and feel, or for example, the landing page acquisition, the most relevant KPIs are the timing spending on the page, also the time that spent the page to be all overcharged. So this kind of KPIs helps to improve. So I think any developer needs absolutely to have a unique content, because now we're talking about the duplicated content or the duplicated content. When it matters about the duplication, this is something that may be very, very dangerous on the website's ranking. So once any two people like includes the same content on the same page, that will cause a lot of damage to the website. So that's why the first rule that the experts talking about is to have a unique content. Many languages, many contents, many ideas, but it should absolutely be unique.
Another thing I want to underline into dominate the SERP into 6 months and make this long term is also setting up realistic goals. For example, if you want to rank, I don't know, let's talk in a popular example, best online casinos in Germany, well, make a site which will rank in 6 months and which will be long term is like closely to impossible. But if, for example, if, for example, you take a less concurrential geos as LATAM one, Asia one, and you target the same keywords there, it's still possible to bring high rollers in like only a few months and stay there for long term. On the other side, something which really helped me is a kind of proverb: who wins never resign, who resign never wins. That means, for example, my colleague said an important thing about content, but very often also you can make perfect content, you can build perfect links, but the reality is the goal you have chosen is just too hard for you, because guys in front of you put, I don't know, dozens and dozens of K of dollars to achieve it. So sometimes just the fact is about changing goals and to select maybe less competition keyword, but be there in top 3. So if you want to dominate, to achieve rapid results, for me the most important will be to select realistic goals. And if you see, like you made a perfect content, perfect website, you did all things rightly, but you're still in top 10 and you don't make traffic, just be smart. Don't think only sale. Think, okay, which other keywords, which other topics I can write on to be in top 3.
Awesome. I think Maxime covered very interesting topics, and I would add one last thing, which is focus. Focus on a specific niche or micro niche that you know that there is less competition and is much more realistic for you to get traffic, which at the beginning is what you really need, because you need to show proof to your partners that you can make them results. And if you miss on doing this, you cannot get better deals that will help you grow much more. That's all from my side.
Also, I wanted to share with you a personal case study with 2 geos. For example, 6 months ago, I started a project in Spain, which you maybe with some affiliates or some operators here who work with Spain, who may know that it's complicated concurrential geos. We make a very good website, perfect content, everything as my colleagues here see, no duplicate, expensive writers, but still we were in top 10. And like, I understood at one point that I could make a perfect website, I could make here a Mona Lisa, but still I need more time to rank and more money. So I put my focus on another geos in Balkans, and 2 months later I rank it and still rank there, and I made 3x time amount of money I make in Spain. And like 1 week ago my Spanish sites they blocked. Why? Because it just needed more time. So sometimes understand that being smart is not about being the best seller, but about changing your focus to more realistic goals.
Okay, I wanted to add on all of these things, like this year is most important thing that is related to content quality. So we need to have a really good content on our websites. You know, there were in 2018, I think, the Google update, which is still running. So it is important to have high quality content to be ranked at the first page of Google. Also, what I wanted to add about the future, something that we should think about is actually AI, artificial intelligence. So I think that this will cover a lot of the sector related to copywriting. Also, there are some SEO tools which is related to AI, and AI can generate and do the things for us, but also we always need to have that human touch about it. So yeah, that's it for me.
What I want to add on this topic, if we want to rank for something in first 6 months, I think we should do a really thorough competitors research to see what other offer and to try to offer something unique, the content that will be noticed by the users and that will keep them on the website. Also, beside this, it's really important to build a topical relevancy for some content that you want to rank, and above all, to have a really good and optimized off-page SEO to rank now in this most competitive niche, to say.
It's good to hear that you mention content so often and the quality of content. But do you think that content is enough to get those rankings, or you need link buying, especially if we consider the 6 months period that is on the top line of this panel? So what's your view on that?
Yeah, we're talking about 6-month challenge. I think the question is important because the content itself is not enough. Our friend Maxime talked about the case study that showed that the content itself is not enough. Well, we are on the gaming industry, and Google treats that with a very specific algorithmic background. They don't like us, guys. They don't like us very much, so I think that we need to deal with them with a specific way. One of the most important things is that the case study that we made, I went through Fiverr, and I asked 10 freelancers to create content for me. And I wanted exactly to see which content was the more revealing. And what I noticed is that one of them wrote a story. It was like a storytelling. It was talking about his experience with those platforms, with a specific number of keywords, redundancy, etc. And that kind of content got viral. And I think that to be original, to be yourself, and to tell your real story is important for content, because our friend talked about that, Jovan, talked about how the storytelling could be really revealing. One of the other points is tracking. Maxime talked about how important it is to build objectives of each landing page, where I want my clients to come, and what process, what scenarios, what workflow should be done to get them to my objective. So the objectives here is very important. I want also to ask Maxime about the tracking. So there is some tricks on the tracking side when it comes to SEO, and I want to know what he thinks about that kind of perspective. So what do you think, Maxime, about the tracking on SEO? Like, what tools do you use today? What are the most tools that you recommend?
You mean tracking of positions, tracking of where traffic is going? Which exactly tracking?
When it comes to keywords, competition.
Okay, first tool of SEO, which is a must-have, I think all will agree, is Ahrefs. Of course, it's a basic. Then for a good tracking of keywords, I use SERPs. And to come back to content, to what you said, I mean, of course, the recommendation will be, if you take like Casino.org, Casino.cur, and mostly all of our content are great. So guys, if you have, I don't know, the same resources as them, or you can write some resources, or maybe some of you are lucky and have rich parents, it's great. Build the best content you have, pay the best writers $10 per 100 words to build it. Now still, there is something. What wants Google? I mean, the algorithm updates, etc. What's the final goal of Google? Is to satisfy the user. So the main thing will be here the user intent. And now one question. Does every casino user which comes from SEO wants to read the content? And here is for me the smart thinking of allocation of resources. For example, if we make a page, an informative page, like how to play roulette, how to choose your casino, how to choose a trusted casino, how to avoid to get scammed by casino, here yes, he will deeply read the content. So here we can't make economy on content, we can't make cheap content. On the other side, when it comes, for example, for brand reviews, someone who's looking for brand review, does he really want to read, I don't know, 1,000 words or even 500? I'm not so sure. For me, he's looking for two things. Fresh info about the brand, so here it's more about the UX design, which is important, and also to know if this brand is trusted or not. So does it really worth it to invest, I don't know, $10 per 100 words into this content? On my experience, no. For example, concrete example, example, on one of my websites, we made all the reviews revanished by a great writer and expert in casino. We see no result. Once we updated the design of these websites to put all the elements user want in the in light, we updated all the info. 3 days later, after all get indexed, we see a boost, and that included the reviews with bad content. So for me, the main thing is to identify for the content the user intent, to satisfy the user intent with 3 means. One, sometimes it's content. On the other time, on the other hand, it could be fresh info they look like. On the third hand, for example, when user is looking for casino visa, I don't know, casino paysafe card, it will be good CTAs. When user is looking for live casino, he's not looking to read the text. He wants to see which live casino is better. So it will be about CTAs. So it's the most about allocation of resources. Understand what user want and put the max of resources in it. It's not always content. It could be content, it could be freshness and quantity of concrete information, and it could be quality CTAs. That's it.
I would say one last thing, which is keep in mind the competition is everywhere. And one thing that we really need to do in this business is to be very, very fast compared to the competition. So if it takes for you 1 month to produce 10 pieces of content, keep in mind that your competition does this in 10 days. So content velocity or link building velocity or whatever you want, keep it in mind because competition is coming and it's not coming slow to you.
And on the topic of competition, how do you see, let's say, all the Balkan countries compared to, let's say, more developed markets like I don't know, UK or now especially US market? Do you see it like Google treating it differently, and obviously do you see the still relatively easy to rank in let's say Eastern Europe or in general than I don't know, UK, Germany, Spain, Spanish example that you also gave?
Here on Balkans, I think people still have habit to gamble offline. So ranking for the branded terms, for some converting organic terms on the internet is still not, on the Google it's still not so difficult. So with good link building, with good content, I think basically in Serbia you can rank really well. But if we look at the Eastern Europe, the competition is, to say, tougher. So you need to have this good content, link building, and to offer, to say, the same amount of competition is present on the Eastern market as on the Western, to say.
Anyone else wants to add anything to that?
I don't know if you want to add something.
Okay, if you ask me what I want to add on this topic, I think that it's not that hard to have here like casino and make games and so on, because the Serbian market just like have a few companies that actually do it with license. So if you can get a license, I think it could be a really, really good market, because you can see as coronavirus started, I think the more people start gambling here in Serbia, also probably in the other countries and so on. So I think that the Serbia is a good marketplace for gambling industry and for casino websites, like making live games online and so on. I think that is something that can happen here in Serbia more, and you can do the SEO and the websites for gambling a little bit easier than for other markets. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and what you said is really important, because when it comes to statistics, again, the statistics shows that after the corona, after the pandemic, we had 37% more research or the gambling, online gambling. So the user behavior changed, the user comportment changed, and I think all the industry should absolutely manage to adapt the strategy to the online business. And also you have another notice that we absolutely should include is that today the web applications are doing a great job. Like I noticed that people are setting up more and more the applications, and the SEO part for in app stores and in Play stores are really different from what's happening in Google. So we should absolutely take this into consideration. Today you have Siri, and you have voice SEO, search engine optimization. You have also a third element, and the last element that I wanted to include is the importance of SEO, search engine advertising, and how it impacts the SEO. Because today the statistics shows that all those companies who do both strategies like SEO and SEO, they notice that the behavior changed when it comes to SEO. I mean, the competition is more prevalent, and the situations become more and more difficult. And this is due to the fact that everybody today can run a 5 minutes campaign through Google search or through Google Ads generally.
About Corona, I don't have any. I mean, as every affiliate, I guess, we also are traffic booming during Corona. Now going back to the markets, what I see mainly, I mean, for me as an affiliate, the math's a little bit different. For example, all casinos mainly, they want tier 1 traffic because for them it's more profitable, etc. Now, what I look personally is one, the volume of every geo. For example, you told about Spain. If you compare gambling in Spain and Chile, which Chile is a much more poor country, in Spain, casino online, España, keyword like the global interest have 5K volume. In Chile, it's 45K. So what personally I measure is 1, the volume and the interest of the country, 2, the difficulty to rank there, and 3, the deal I have. And very often, if you compare deal between tier 1 and tier 2 countries, it's like a difference of like, let's say from 30 to 60%. That means, for example, that in Germany, you will have a deal twice better than in Latin, for example. But now a question, do you really think that in Germany it's twice more hard to rank than in Latam? I can say by experience, no. It's not twice. It's not really 4 times. It's almost 10 times. So the mathematics for affiliate should be totally different. Like what we should look is concretely how much we get, how much it's complicated to rank. And that's why I said in the beginning that being smart is not being the best SEO, because you can be the best, you can have the best sites, you can be the best strategist, while the guy who will make money, it will be the guy who just make a shitty websites who rank it with LATAM with no concurrence.
True. Great, Maxime. One last thing is, like, if you really want to build something for a very short period of time and capitalize on something that other competitors didn't do, is like, look for communities. What are the communities talking about right now that currently there is no content? I think there is a big opportunity there to create something that nobody else created, and count on the trend that will come out of that content, because more people will start to look for that. One example for you is live casino games made by Evolution or by any other slot game provider. If you make content before anybody else about Crazy Time, for example, Crazy Time just released a new version of it, Crazy Coin Flip. If you create a content about Crazy Coin Flip today, where nobody else created, that means that you can leverage that content for the future. And that could help you get more traffic that anybody else don't have. Is it easy to spot these things? No, but the more you are into the market, the more you read content about what other players are saying, join Discord channels, you can see things that the competition don't see. Because if you keep on looking on Ahrefs, SEMrush, any tool that gives you historical data about trend or about volumes or keywords that were been looking in the past, you won't see trend that is coming up. And that trend can help you get more traffic in the short period of time and get maybe valuable players for your casino, your partners, and so on.
We actually run out of time, so I think just to quickly sum up, it's important to consider content and be smart about your content. Buy a few links on top of that, and also be smart about the markets that you enter and find probably a right niche for yourself. We didn't actually have time for questions from you guys, but I'm sure that if you want to ask any of us anything, we'll be around. So just come and ask whatever you want. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you.